almost every year, regardless of whether he saw his shadow or not. We're still going to have 6 more weeks of winter, so let's face it. I'm fortunate to live more in one of the southern states of North Carolina. We get some sleet and ice every once in a while, but we're not really hit with a really bad winter here in North Carolina, especially the part that we live in, which is kind of in the center of the state. So anyway, I just wanted to pop on here today. I've been having a really rough week. I've had to put myself right with the Lord because I have convicted myself of being not so kind, maybe, and I can't tell others to be kind and expect others to be kind if I'm not kind. As an example, the book of Corinthians talks about being love is patient, love is kind, it endures all things. So if it endures all things, then I need to trust in God to take my troubles, my trials, my worries, frustrations, whatever's happening to me that day. And we all have those days, folks, let's face it. Monday was one of those days for me. I was blessed with getting a vacation the week prior to that, and I thank God for that I did get a vacation. However, it wasn't a little bit or a lot what I expected, I guess. First off, I don't like flying, and I had connecting flights, me and my husband, both to Florida and back. We had to travel north to come back down south. And that's just how things works out sometimes with your airline flights. And that's just how it was. I was stressed out over the flights. The cruise really wasn't what I expected, because if you've ever been on a cruise, there's a lot of walking involved. So my husband and I both walked. About the second day in, I noticed one of my veins below my right knee had popped out and gotten pretty large. Since then, it's gone back down in size, but that kind of had me worried. I had a lot of leg and knee pain because I have arthritis and I'm a diabetic, so the arthritis in combination with neuropathy sure did not make the whole vacation as enjoyable as I had hoped it would be. So, coming back from vacation, I felt tired, actually, than when I left for vacation. And I know some of you can relate to that. That's just how it is. But Lord, thank you for blessing me with that vacation, me and my husband, because, there are people that have gone years and years without even getting a vacation. So anyway, Monday, to make it a little shorter, Monday I was not in the best frame of mind. I was still hurting, still a little stressed, just not feeling it Monday. And I know better than that. I pray that the Lord gives me better dispositions, and I want to be a beacon to others. I want my light to shine through what God wants us, how God wants us to be. And I should have went to Him in prayer. Maybe I should have just taken the day off and stayed home all day Monday. I don't know. But I took my granddaughter to therapy. Yes, I do, every Monday. Already in a bad mood. The traffic was bad. Just one thing after another, just one of them days. And I forgot that she gets OT and PT. Well, that was switched a couple weeks ago to, just switching the therapies around that I had because they weren't ready at the exact time I went in there for my granddaughter. So I wasn't specifically pointing anyone out. I just, sometimes, you know, you're talking and your tone of voice can mean a lot. It can be good, or it can be bad. Let's just say Monday it was bad. My tone of voice projected to one of the people working there. And I totally didn't mean that. I really did not. I feel bad now. She's a nice young lady. And I really, like I said, I didn't even realize I was doing it. But when you're having one of them days, things just sometimes blurt out the wrong way. So Lord, forgive me for that. It made me self-examine myself. I went back and started thinking, what would Jesus do? What does he expect you to do? Does he expect you to be kind and loving and forgiving, even if they were late? Weren't you supposed to be forgiving? Yeah. That aha moment. I had it. I had a conversation with a couple of my children that evening, and they talked to me about him. Mom, sometimes you can be a little out there if you're not having the best of days. So, to say all this and explain all this to everyone is that I understand, you know, because I'm guilty of it myself, that old devil, he puts sometimes some bad thoughts and some bad moods in our mind, in our body, and we just have to push those aside, and we have to ask God to move him away, far out of our lives, put on the armor of God and say, I am better than this. I know what the Lord expects of me. I want to be a good example to others. I want to be a good Christian woman. And acting like that, you know, it could have meant that lady will never remember me the same again. So I dwelled on it for a few days. Today's Thursday. Things have calmed down some. I'm not hurting quite as bad, although I'm always in pain, some sort of pain, because of the neuropathy and the arthritis and various other things, but that's for another conversation. What I want to say though is, through my self-examination, through getting back into understanding what God expects of me, and just calling myself, sometimes we have to call ourselves out. And I have to remember one of my favorite Bible verses. When I don't understand what's going on in life, or why I'm going through such a bad time, I don't understand, you know, our humanly bodies. Sometimes we don't grasp all that. So we have to trust in God to be there for us and pull us out of that mood, to straighten us out, to straighten our mood out, our countenance out, put us back on the right track, and be kind, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Faith, hope, and love, the greatest is love. But back to my favorite verse, or one of my favorite verses, the other one is Matthew 8, but Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not unto your own understanding. Trust in God, and he will see us through. Lean on God, and he will see you through. In all ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. And he'll direct your path into the straight and narrow every time. It never fails. Even if it's him putting that still small voice in your head that's saying, that's not how I want you to act, my child. We can't be like that towards others. So, yes, I had asked for forgiveness. I went back in today and I spoke to the young lady and apologized, explained to her, just exactly that I was having a really bad day and nothing was really projected towards her intentionally. And so, I feel so much better after doing that. I feel like a burden has been lifted off of my chest. I feel like God is now happy with me that I did that. He lets you know when you're doing wrong. And as a saved Christian, you got to do your best. You got to stay prayed up. Because I'm telling you, that enemy will do his best. If there's just a little mustard seed opening, he's going to crawl and slither through that into your life and put bad thoughts and bad feelings, more pain, whatever he can do, he's going to do that to destroy you. Well, guess what, devil? You're not going to do that, because my Father in heaven, he'll direct me. He'll love me, he'll guide me, and he'll fix whatever situation may be fixed. And I trust in him, and I lean on him. And I'm saying all this to you all just so you will know that no matter what kind of day you're having, it could be the worst ever in history in your mind, but put others ahead also and think about what they may be going through that day. Or think about how your tone of voice may be projecting to that person. You just never know. So, again, in saying all this, I'm asking you to put your strength and your trust in God. If you're having a bad day, pray it out. Talk to other people about your situation and try to figure out what you did. Don't be stubborn. I could have been stubborn and not even went in and apologized. But where would that get me? Where would that get me in my relationship with the Lord? So I hope that this will come across as a message to some of you that we need to show that love, be Christ-like and always put others' feelings ahead of ours. I'm not saying that you don't ever have to think of your own feelings. You do. But pray your way through it, trusting God to help you, and he always will. I promise. And remember, old groundhog, we know we have 6 more weeks of winter.